Let me explain to those who don't understand why ordinary people who you are sure should know better send dick pics. Because this has got to be a great mystery to a lot of you, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, especially the women, the 2% of women who are on my Periscope, doesn't it just like blow you away? Like, what the hell are they doing? Why do they think anybody wants to see this? Does it ever work? Like, why do people do it if, does it work? And here's my explanation. I believe that everything we do is some extension of reproductive impulse, meaning that we are reproducers. That's the human species is basically about reproducing, as is every other species. That's the reason we're here. That's the reason we thrive, because we're so optimized, we've evolved to be good reproducers. Now, part of that being good reproducers is that you got to do a lot of stuff that your common sense might tell you not to do. It might tell you, don't get married, don't have kids. What are you, fucking crazy, having kids? So in order for reproduction to work, our rational brains have to be continually overridden by our irrational need to just reproduce. So the normal way a normal human brain works is that it's sort of rational when things don't matter. Like if you're looking for the lowest price online, you're probably using your rational brain and, it's useful. But as soon as anything emotional, sexual, important is involved, your rational brain tends to just shut off. And that's a normal human being, right? They just become irrational when they're horny or in love or just emotional in some way. So if your base instinct is reproduction and you're a man, it also follows that you're going to want to show your reproductive, let's say, health. All right? So the same reason that somebody would do a shirtless selfie, and you probably know somebody who's done that. You might be looking at one. Part of the reason you do that, and the reason that humans think that's attractive, is that it's a sign of reproductive health. It's a sign of good genes. It's a sign of strength and all that. And for women as well, attractiveness is correlated with and our impression that they have better reproductive health. So if you were to take society out of the picture, the single most rational thing that a man would do is send a dick pic to somebody, because it's basically the most raw way to signal your reproductive, availability, I guess. It's like, here's my equipment, here it is, I'm sure it wasn't soft, one assumes. So you're literally signaling your reproductive availability. Now, if you're seeing this as, hey, this is a bad way to flirt with somebody online, well, you'd be right. Hey, this is a bad thing for your career, well, you'd be right. You say, hey, this probably doesn't work with very many women because they just get grossed out and block you, well, you're probably right. But the fact is, from a raw human reflex level, when people get horny, their brains turn off, and then they just say, hey, what would be good for reproductive? At least I'm going to show them ready.